Hi, I'm Dawn Priolet, and today I want to address those of you who have kind of put in your universal order, so to speak, for your soulmate or for at least an ideal mate for you. And it's been quite some time that's gone by, and maybe you're starting to get just a little bit anxious and actually starting to feel some loneliness, and maybe you're even starting to think that maybe I shouldn't be so picky. Maybe I'm being too picky and I'll just never find anybody because I'm just being too picky. Maybe I need to lower my standards. Well, I'd like to do some tapping with you today, and I hope you'll tap along with me because I want to help you to tap away some of the frustration and maybe some of the doubts, and maybe you'll feel like things will be a little bit more clear to you when we get done. So for the first thing, I think what I'd like to tap on with you is just the feeling of kind of hopelessness, like maybe this isn't going to work. Let's start with that. So we're going to start by tapping on the karate chop point, and I'm going to guide you through, and I'm only going to use a few points on the hand and then on the face just to make this easy. It's real simple. Oh, and I'm going to take one of my rings off too because that makes a lot of noise. Okay, so let's start on the karate chop point and repeat after me. Even though I'm really feeling like this is just taking too long, and maybe I should lower my standards a little bit because maybe the kind of soulmate that I'm asking for, the kind of partner that I'm asking for just doesn't exist. Because maybe I'm just being a little too picky, and maybe I need to lower my standards because I'm just tired of being alone all the time. But I deeply and I completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling like maybe I need to lower my standards a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't be quite so picky, but I deeply and completely love and accept myself, even though I'm feeling like I need to lower my standards because I'm thinking that maybe I'm being way too picky. And if I'm that picky, nobody's ever going to show up in my life. But I deeply and completely love, trust, and accept myself. Now let's tap on the top of the head. I'm really feeling like this is taking too long. And now at the beginning of the eyebrow, maybe I am just being too picky. Maybe nobody's ever going to show up because I'm just being too picky. Maybe nobody, like the person on that list that I made, maybe that person doesn't exist. I'm afraid that the person that I'm looking for just does not exist because this is just taking too long. I'm being too picky. I'm going to have to lower my standards. Oh, but then I'm going to have to put up with some stuff that I don't want to put up with. I'm afraid of what I'm going to end up with. Or maybe what I'm actually afraid of is that what if I do actually attract that perfect ideal person for me, the one that I wrote that list about? Maybe I'm actually more afraid that this person will actually show up, and then I'll no longer have any excuse for not making a commitment. Let's stop for a minute. That last thing that I brought up, for some of you may be very true, because what happens is sometimes we end up unconsciously attracting either people who are completely wrong for us, and we really know it right away, or maybe we'll go through a period where we just seem to be invisible and we don't seem to be attracting anybody at all. And in either one of those cases, what could be going on unconsciously is that maybe unconsciously you are really afraid of meeting that special person, because then you can't avoid a committed relationship. And maybe that committed relationship is actually much scarier than what you think. So why don't we tap on that? Because that could be a big block that's getting in your way. So on the karate chop point, even though I think that I really am being too picky, maybe what's really going on is that I am afraid of really attracting that ideal mate for me. Because I'm really afraid of making a commitment. I'm really afraid of what a committed relationship is going to be like. But I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm really not attracting anybody to me right now, or certainly not anybody that I would be interested in, I'm wondering if maybe the reason why I'm not attracting anybody appropriate is because deep down I'm really afraid of becoming involved in a committed relationship. That scares me more than anything. Because even though there's a part of me that wants that, there's another part of me that's really afraid of it. Even though I'm not attracting anybody who's even vaguely appropriate for me, and I know it, I wonder if it's because I'm afraid of committing myself. I'm afraid of being in a committed relationship and what that might represent. But I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I'm afraid of being in a committed relationship. I don't know what in the world that's going to look like. I know what it looked like for my parents, and that was a disaster. I'm afraid of what a real committed relationship looks like. I've seen so many relationships that were marriages or other committed relationships that were just disastrous. And I know I don't want that. Maybe I'm just afraid even if I attract this person who is just ideal for me, somehow I just can't imagine that it would actually work out well and that we'd actually be happy. I'm just afraid of that kind of commitment. I'm afraid of what that means. Okay, let's stop for a second. And I want to tap on that one just one more time. So let's tap on it really quick. Even though I still have some of this fear of a committed relationship, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I still have some of this fear of a committed relationship, and that's why I'm keeping all the good ones away from me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I still have some of this fear of a committed relationship and what that really means, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I'm afraid of a committed relationship. I'm afraid of that intimacy. I'm afraid of what that means. Because I know what I've seen it mean, and it wasn't very good. But I wonder if it could be different with me. Because I'm a completely different person. I've done a lot of work on myself. I've done a lot of tapping. And I've really made a lot of positive changes. So I wonder if I might be more ready for that committed relationship than I really think. So I hope that has helped you. And keep on tapping. Keep on tapping the rest of the issues that come up. Bye-bye.